There was an incident lately between Erik Halstead and some of the Trimet supervisors, and I ended up in the middle of this because I happen to know one of the supervisors. His name is Jason Bynum, and of course Erik is a good friend of mine and a great blogger. Erik has made prolific comments on various sites around the internet and has quite a big following, even though some of his detractors think that he is out in left field. I know that I support almost 100% of what he posts, and I read the comments that are related to his comments, and they're always positive. I mean, he always has good points of view. Does he exaggerate occasionally? Yeah, as do I, and as does Trimet. And I don't see anybody whining about Trimet lies and distortions, but every time Erik says something that's not quite accurate, people start whining about Erik not being accurate. But at the same time, nobody argues about Trimet not being accurate. Trimet has a whole army of apologists, basically, and they work to debunk me and people like Erik. And as far as I'm concerned, they can debunk all they want. They're just wrong. Now, in this incident that's put me in between him and Jason Bynum, I didn't really want to publicize this incident, but Mr. Bynum, who I know pretty well, we're not exactly friends in the sense that we associate together, but we were friends at work, and we were co-conspirators in several things that happened at the time. I'm not going to go into detail about that because that's in the past, and people that are co-conspirators of mine, I never tell the story. A lot of people think my blog is all me, but the fact of the matter is many of the stuff that you see on my blog comes from co-conspirators, I call them. And I just put it in my name to protect other people. Anyway, one thing I know about Jason is he's a master at manipulating people, and he got Lane to write this post about this, which forced my hand to publicize the incident a little bit more. Anyway, what's ended up happening here is that Erik has been ignored by Trimet, which that's no surprise, right? I mean, that's what they do. So we're going to shed some light on this incident here by showing you the actual events, and I'll comment at the appropriate times as events occur.
Of the Trimet bus system.
If someone's making you feel unsafe, that's what now wants.
I'm not asking that now. I'm asking you, is your position the safety?
You called Trimet asking for my job description.
Okay. What's your name?
Jason.
Jason.
I'm the only Jason in the department.
Jason. Do you have a badge number, employee number?
Jason's just fine.
Sorry, can I ask you what your name is?
Yeah, my name is Erik Halstead.
All right, what we just saw there is one of the big gripes the public has about Trimet officials. Their refusal to identify themselves. Completely inappropriate. What are you scared of? And then you notice the other fair inspector / supervisor immediately wants Erik's name, which he willingly gives. That's questionable right there, that they're giving out. They won't give their employee number. That should be a codified rule for all inspectors, supervisors. Anybody in a white shirt should be required to divulge their employee number at the request of a consumer, rider, anybody from the public should have the right to obtain that employee number.
I had a hunch.
All right. So now that I gave my last name,
That's also illegal.
apparently I'm known.
Yeah,
I don't know you.
Yeah, he knew. He's one of Al's buddies.
I'm Al's friend too.
Oh.
That is correct. He's one of Al's buddies. One thing you know, if you're one of Al's buddies and you are misbehaving, you're going to end up being publicized. That's what you should know about me and my associates, is that if something happens to one of the people I know on the Trimet system, I will publicize it. And many of the things that appear on the media come from me, although you'll never know which ones they are because I don't take credit for any of them. I'm not going to tell you which media I talk to or which stories I'm divulging to them. But if you hear that, you can be assured that if you're not cooperating with one of my pals, you're going to end up on the internet. That's a given.
Well, yeah.
Well, that explains a lot.
That explains a
Jeez.
lot, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let's go.
I'm
Seriously?
actually
Did I
several
walk
operators.
away? I was just joking when you said Al.
Well, I'm several operators' friends.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm joking?
What?
What's your name, sir?
My name is
I don't know.
Alex.
Do you think I'm joking?
Alex.
I took the time
Alex?
to wait here
Okay.
for 10 minutes and now I'm talking with you?
All I'm
seen you
saying is
got
if
hurt,
something
got
makes
hurt a
you feel
little bit.
unsafe in a vehicle on the city property, then you need to
Hopefully
call
they've all
911.
been good.
So,
Hopefully they've all been
buses
positive.
coming out of this is Trimet property.
That doesn't matter. It happened on city property, and it makes you feel unsafe. So I told you the avenues that you should.
Now, that's not actually an unreasonable answer to call 911. That's actually reasonable in the sense that the only one that can issue any real citations for dangerous driving are the cops. Calling in a complaint, there's some way you can call in what's called an urgent complaint. Now, I'm not sure how people do that, okay? Certain people are able to get immediate response by calling a customer service 238 ride urgent complaint. If you can get an answer out of 238 and you make an urgent complaint, they will go deal with it immediately. Now, that's probably what Erik should have done, although the supervisors are more than capable of handling an urgent complaint. However, they're talking about 911, which I guess is a possibility, but given the fact he's talking to 3 supervisors, you think it's not unreasonable that they would actually take it seriously.
You go through Trimet, you didn't accept that.
I'm not accepting it because it's
Then you
still
need to call
involving a
911.
Trimet vehicle that you have responsibility for.
So you can call Trimet asking for my job description.
Do you expect him to drive out and find this bus? Is that what you're
I do
hoping to
feel that there are actions that can be taken, and I feel that there
I
is
have
no
to jump
actions
through
being
hoops
taken.
to do a fit test.
Okay.
And I told you the avenues to follow for me to do that.
So what are these hoops that
Because
you have
I
to
didn't see it.
What are
What-
these hoops that you have to follow?
You have to call now the 238 ride, excuse me.
Okay.
And I know they're not open right now.
Exactly.
But-
That's why I'm talking to you.
I didn't see it. Let's just say you have a vendetta against this driver, and you want to do all that stuff.
Bad, my dash camera, Eric.
And Jason is absolutely correct. I mean, there are lots of people that have vendettas against various bus drivers for one reason or another, and who will seek to file phony complaints. And that's not some made-up thing. That's very real. As a matter of fact, most complaints that come in are bullshit. Way more than half are made-up stuff. So that is a valid point that Jason just made.
You know what I'm saying? If I took the word off of all the yahoos that come around me and say, hey, this driver did this 15 minutes ago.
Okay, but I blew my horn, and there were 3 of you. Surely someone could have looked over and said, hey, why is someone blowing their horn over while on Trimet bus?
Well, I
Why
didn't
is
hear a
someone
horn.
yelling?
I didn't hear a horn. And I was right here behind a bus talking to someone.
50 feet away.
Right?
Okay. Well, I'm going to take that into consideration.
One thing I respect about Erik is he's relentless. He's not easily intimidated, and he's relentless. If you ever follow his stuff on the internet, and you'll see him everywhere, you see that he's a relentless. He does not give up, and that's I salute him for that tenacity. That's the only way you can hope to make any influence at all, is to be tenacious. You can't just give up. There's not that many people that are tenacious like that.
I don't think that's right. I
You
don't
can
think...
take whatever you want into consideration, man. I'm giving you the avenues. You don't like them. I'm not going to go hop in my car and go jump to whatever you said.
But you...
If it's that unsafe, you feel that unsafe, I don't know why you're not on the phone with 911 right now.
Well, the
Evidently, it wasn't
situation
that
is over.
bad.
The situation is
Evidently, it
over.
wasn't that bad.
Okay, well, then I guess what you're basically saying is that if a Trimet bus driver does something illegal, and unless you're not watching them, it's perfectly okay.
I didn't say it was okay. But there's 1,500 operators.
Okay.
And I'm not a cop.
But,
So I have to see something.
But you are entitled to write tickets. You are a supervisor, so you do have
But
action against
I'm not
drivers.
going to take a word over someone telling me this that feels so unsafe.
You-
Let me finish, because I let you finish.
And Jason is right. His point is well taken. He's not going to listen to people that walk up to him. The only time they can actually issue a citation is if they see it. You know, that's the same thing with a cop. A cop can't take somebody's word and say, that guy just almost ran me off the road. I mean, he can't issue a citation based on that, neither can Trimet supervisor. They have to witness the behavior. Otherwise, your only option is to file a complaint. I mean, Jason, in this is just a piece of the clip. He was pretty professional in most of this. I will say that for him.
You feel so unsafe to sit here for 10 minutes to tell all three of us, but yet when I say you need to call 238 RIDE, you say, nope, they're closed. Stop right now. I'm talking. Then I say, if you don't want to call 238 RIDE and you felt so unsafe on city property, then you need to call 911. You haven't made a call.
Because
That makes me feel that you weren't that unsafe.
okay, well, let's call 911 right now.
That's up to you, sir. I'm not going to stop you. And I can't
And I will
stop
say
you.
I am being directed by a Trimet
That
employee
if you
to
feel
call an
unsafe
emergency
enough,
phone number.
we're done.
Even though the
Have a good night, sir.
No.
Have a good night.
No.
Have your ID, please.
Nobody told you to.
I am not-
I want your ID, please.
Why?
Because it is by law, if you're on my property, I can ask for ID and you need to provide it.
What crime am I?
Okay, and that right there was a clear. That's the only place that Jason blew it, as far as I was concerned. He abused his authority because somebody was trying to make a complaint. He had no right to ask for Erik's ID. That's a power trip. That's a problem with all people in authority. They use their power indiscriminately. I'm sorry to can you on that, Jason, but that was a mistake. You did so good, Jason, too. Right up and you never blew. You're cool. All your answers were perfectly logical. You explained it, and then you lost your cool and abused your authority.